Hi SUP chicks and SUP blokes. If you're travelling through Outback Australia, you probably thought that it was the last place that you would go paddleboarding. But as I found out on my recent trip across the top end, there is a plethora of locations that you can go for a paddle. In any aquatic environments, the conditions are always changing, so be responsible for your own health and safety before entering the water and check out the current conditions and local guidelines first. It may just be too windy. First on my list is the Broadwater Conservation Park, which is 30 kilometres southwest of Dalby. Lake Broadwater is the only large naturally occurring freshwater lake on the Darling Downs and is an important refuge for waterbirds and other wildlife. It has toilets, showers and allows camping. There is a boat ramp for water access and it's a great place for swimming, paddleboarding, canoeing and kayaking. As these wetlands are a conservation area, no dogs are allowed. Gil Weir is located on Dogwood Creek, 5 kilometres south of the town of Miles. The weir is suitable for paddleboarding and other paddlecraft. There is a free camp situated at the weir which has toilets but no showers. Dogs are allowed in the free camp but must be kept on a lead at all times. Lara Wetlands turned up in my post-trip research and I'm disappointed I missed this one. The wetlands are 28 kilometres south of Barcaldine, down a 13-kilometre dirt road. The wetlands are suitable for paddleboarding and kayaking. The campsite is described as a unique bush camping experience and boasts a thermal pool. Camp kitchen, hot showers and toilets along with a dump point are available. The campsite has sandy grassy sites with plenty of bird life and is pet friendly. Dogs must be kept on lead at all times. The Apex Riverside camp on the Thompson River is 5 kilometres north of Longreach. While it might not be the most picturesque campsite as it can get pretty dusty in the dry weather, there is a lot of potential for exploring the river by paddleboard. Access to the water is possible by the boat ramp. There are toilets available but no showers. The campsite is dog friendly so you can bring your SUP Pup along too. While the day use area of Chinaman Creek Dam doesn't allow camping or overnight stops, it is worth checking out for a paddleboarding session as it's a really beautiful location. There are bathroom and picnic facilities and you can bring your SUP Pup. I want to point out here that Wikicamps mentions a crocodile. On further investigation I found the latest sighting was of a freshwater crocodile in 2015. Freshwater crocodiles aren't usually seen as a problem, but as always, you should check the current conditions before entering the water as you are ultimately responsible for the decisions you make. As of November 2022, the Experience Cloncurry website states the dam as being safe for swimming. The Mundara Dam is 17 kilometres north of Mount Isa and is a great place for paddleboarding, swimming, kayaking and boating. There are picnic and barbecue facilities with camping only allowed during the Lake Mundara Fishing Classic in October of each year. Unfortunately, dogs are not allowed at the dam. The Lawnhill Gorge Canoe Trail in Boodjamulla National Park has been on my SUP list for a while now and I am disappointed that I missed it on this trip, but we'll definitely be checking it out when we're in the region in the next dry season. The trail has two options. The shorter Indari Falls circuit is a 3-kilometre return paddle and the longer Upper Gorge circuit is 6-kilometre return. The trail is described as a paddle upon the emerald waters of the Lawnhill Creek, gliding between towering orange sandstone cliffs of the middle and upper gorges. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? Queensland Parks and Forests website warns freshwater crocodiles live in the Lawnhill Creek and are often seen at Indari Falls and the Upper Gorge. They're considered timid and not life-threatening, but may become aggressive and cause injury if disturbed. Do not approach or interfere with these animals and take care of swimming. There are options for camping at Adele's Grove, where dogs are permitted, or within the national park itself, where dogs are not permitted. Unfortunately, this area includes the Lawnhill Gorge Canoe Trail, so you can't take your dogs paddleboarding on the Lawnhill Gorge Canoe Trail. The national park is accessed by a 207-kilometre road off the Barkly Highway. The first 57 kilometres of this route is sealed, the rest is not, and therefore access is only suitable for four-wheel drive vehicles. Alternatively, the park can be accessed by Gregory Downs along 100 kilometres of unsealed road. While four-wheel drives are recommended on this route as well, this is the only route suitable for conventional vehicles and off-road caravans. The nearest town of any size is Mount Isa, so it's pretty remote. Katherine Gorge is a bit of a wild card and I had trouble finding much information online about paddleboarding here, but if you're in the area, it is worth doing a bit more research and checking out the options. Both freshwater and saltwater crocodiles can be found in the Katherine Gorge depending on the season. The wet season, November through to April, is when young male crocodiles move around and swim upstream looking for their own territory. Katherine Gorge is closed to swimmers and canoeists during the wet season. Before it reopens in the dry or tourist season, the park rangers do a thorough search of the area to ensure it is safe for visitors to swim and re-enter the water. I found a blog post about a couple who had paddleboarded in from the first gorge back in 2012. I'll link it in the description below. This is a little out of date because canoeing is now only available from the second gorge, so paddleboarding from here is most likely the option too. Kayaks and canoes can be hired and transported in on the tour boats. However, if you bring your own equipment, you may have to walk it in. Canoeing, kayaking and other water activities are safest during the dry season months, usually from May to October. Always check local conditions on arrival in the national park. Lake Argyle is Western Australia's largest and Australia's second largest freshwater man-made reservoir. It's so huge, there are photos of it online which have been taken from outer space. Paddleboarding on Lake Argyle is a popular activity along with sunset cruises and other water sports, with hire options available if you don't have your own gear. There is camping and other accommodation at the Lake Argyle Resort and Holiday Park, which is home to the much photographed infinity pool that you've probably seen online. Dogs are welcome at the campground and at the boat ramp in the lake. The lake is home to freshwater crocodiles, which are deemed safe if left alone. Entering the water is always at your own risk. Upon reaching the west coast, one of the best options for paddleboarding is the beautiful Cable Beach in Broome. Famous for its sunset camel rides, Cable Beach is also a great spot for paddleboarding. The beach is a long 22 kilometres of white sand and has gentle waves in the dry season. The south end of the beach is a good place for observing dolphins and whales during their migration season. When entering the water in the warmer months, which is the off-season, which runs from November to April, it is recommended to wear protective stinger-proof clothing to protect against box jellyfish. Saltwater crocodiles have been seen on occasion off the coast, so ensure you follow the most current, up-to-date local guidelines on your visit. Dogs are permitted on the beach along with activities such as four-wheel driving. There are many options for camping and other accommodation within the township of Broome itself. Thanks for joining me as we travelled across the top end visiting the best places to paddleboard. As Australia is such a huge place, these are just the options I discovered along the route I took from the Sunshine Coast to the Pilbara. For information on where to paddleboard in the Cairns region, check out our 3-part series, SUP Safari Cairns. Let me know in the comments below if you've been paddleboarding at any of these places and what was your favourite. Are there any places you recommend that didn't make the list? Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, please support us by liking, subscribing, clicking notification and sharing with your paddleboarding mates. While you're here, check out some of these other videos. See you next time. I did actually brush my hair today. You're probably getting an idea as to why I didn't do more paddleboarding on my trip across the top end. It's coming into the wet season, the cyclone season, and there has been a lot of wind. I would say apart from the extreme heat, it's actually probably the biggest factor why I didn't get more paddling in.